Hi everyone, my name is Amity and this is Read by Amity, and today I'm coming to you with a tag. I'm doing the 1001 books tag, and if you haven't heard of that one, I was tagged by Ryan from Book Time with Ryan, but the original tag was created by Sandy from MsReads A Lot. I will leave a link to everything down below if you decide you want to also do the tag. There are 10 questions in this tag, so let's jump straight into it. The first question is 1001 lists. Do you follow any book lists or challenges? And my answer is yes. I definitely follow book lists and challenges. I have a few that I'm following this year, which I have in my reading journal. So let's have a look at them. So I have the 2022 Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. I haven't filled any of them out yet, but I have that there so that if I am looking for any prompts to help choose my TBRs for the month, I have them to look at, and then at the end of the year I'll go through and see how I'm kind of tracking with it and what I need to fill out still. Then I have the Buzzword Readathon, which is a readathon that was originally hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala, but now she does a list of the prompts at the start of every year. If I have it still, I'll put it here. And then she kind of lets it go for the community to pick up and run with. So yeah, I've been following that one. And then I also have here the Montana Book Company's 2022 Reading Challenge, which is very extensive. As you can see, I've already started filling out some of the prompts there, but this one I found through Greg from Supposedly Fun's channel, and he is also doing the Montana Book Company's Reading Challenge. And obviously I'm in Australia, so I can't go to the Montana Book Company or anything like that, but I loved following along for his challenge last year, so I wanted to give it a go this year myself. And that one's going alright. Once again, I kind of just leave it and I'll check in with it every now and then and see where I'm at with my prompts. But I did confirm with them that we cannot double up for prompts on that one. The second question is 1001 books, and that is approximately how many books do you own? So on my physical bookshelves here behind me, as you can see, I'm currently cramming books in everywhere. Every nook and cranny I can get them into, they are sitting. Last I checked, my physical collection was sitting at 628 books. I think on my Kindle I have just under 100 books, and I own about 115 audiobooks on Audible. The next question is 1001 books read, and that is approximately how many books have you read or tracked. So since I started tracking in probably, I want to say 2016, I think that was when I started tracking my reading, I have read about 430 books. And obviously I do track my reading. I use a spreadsheet sometimes. I use I used to use Goodreads, now I use Storygraph. I've moved away from Goodreads. I use obviously things like Instagram. When I'm logging what books I'm reading, that's a form of tracking them. And I also have my reading journals, which I would die without. I love my journals. This is my 2021 journal. I ended up not completely finishing this one up, but there's definitely a fair bit of book tracking in there. This was a spread that I did where I cut out the covers of the books that I had read and put the star rating underneath. It's also one that I have in my current journal, but then there were things like a full page or double page reviews that I haven't carried over into my new journal just because they weren't equitable enough for my new journal. But I am loving that one anyway. This is my book cover spread in my new journal for this year. And this is what, let's get a good page up. This is what my reviews now look like. I have 4 to a page, which means 8 to a spread, which is much more easy to follow along with. And then if I have a book that is for a book club, I will also give it a full page. Where is one? There's these two. This one was Where They Found Her for the book troop, and this one was These Violet Delights for the household book club. And then some that I haven't actually finished filling out yet. This was my Jade City review page, and this is my 9 Lives review page. That's for this month. My Nevermore review page and my All Her Little Secrets review page. So yes, I do absolutely recommend keeping a journal. I love personally keeping a journal. I don't think my reading would be anywhere near as organized as it is without my journals. What's next? Let's have a look. So the 4th question is 1001 Arabian Nights, and that is, have you read any stories from the Arabian Nights? And I am glad to say that I have. Up until last month, I had only read a few like in my childhood and like during school, and so I picked up this book when Ryan tagged me in the tag because I thought I should probably check it out before I do it. And yes, I did finish this in the month of March. It was a dense and long read, but one that I'm glad I did, and as I said in my March wrap up, I am excited to be able to add this to my collection and keep it for when I have children so that they can read them too. There are some great stories in there, like Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves and Sinbad the Sailor, ones that you probably have heard of but aren't sure where they're from. The Tale of Prince Saif al-Muluk, Tale of the Fisherman and the Genie, The Tale of the Enchanted Horse, all stories that were really interesting to read but very old. So if you do want to pick it up, just know that it's an old book and you need to give it time. Alright, question 5 is 1001 Flavours. What is your favorite food or flavor? And this is one that I really struggled to pinpoint because I used to think my favorite food was lasagna and Italian, but my favorite flavor in terms of snack is definitely salt and vinegar chips. My favorite flavor in terms of like a sauce is a satay. I like lemon and a chili and Cholula hot sauce, and I love bananas. Question 6 is 1001 pages, and that is, have you read a book over 1,000 pages? What was it? Was it worth it? And is it a favorite? And I do own it in behind there. I'm not going to get it out, but I read It, which was definitely over 1001 pages, and it was an iconic book, but I wouldn't read it again, that's for sure. The 7th question is 1001 bucket list, and that is, do you have a non-bookish bucket list? And I do. It has grown and shrunk many times in my short life so far, but a couple of the things that are still high on my bucket list are to visit Alaska and to see the Chicago Blackhawks win a home game and to snowboard in New Zealand. Question number 8 is 1001 numbers. Do you have a lucky number? And I have 2 numbers that I like, and that is number 5 and number 23. Question number 9 is 1009 authors. Do you have a favorite author? I have many favorite authors. Some of them are Brian K. Vaughan, who wrote the Saga comic books, Selena Godden, who wrote Mrs. Death, Mrs. Death. Shauna Maguire, who wrote the Wayward Children series and also Middle Game and a number of other books. Kate Elizabeth Russell, who wrote My Dark Vanessa, and another one is probably Peter Swanson, although he does have a couple of misses with me. But I loved 9 Lives, which I read back in January, and also 8 Perfect Murders, or in Australia it's called Rules for Perfect Murders, but I know the actual book was published as 8 Perfect Murders. Then question 10 is 1001 activities, and that is, do you have a favorite outdoor activity? And I do. Well, I have a few favorite outdoor activities. Probably my highest favorite outdoor activities are powerlifting, which I suppose you can do indoors and outdoors, ice skating, which you can do indoors and outdoors, and hiking. Not that I get to hike much around here, but the idea of hiking and the small hikes that I've been on I've really enjoyed, so it's something that I can definitely see myself doing more of later. And question 11 is 1001 or 10 plus 1 friends, and that is to tag 10 plus 1 friends in this and get them to do this tag. But I don't really tag people in things, so instead I'm just going to put it out to you guys. If you are interested in doing the tag, please definitely do it, and also tag me in it just so I can watch them, because I love seeing what everyone's answers are to questions like these. I love getting that little insight into your worlds, so I'd love to see what your answers are. Otherwise, I'll chat to you in the comments down below. Bye!